At the Loma Linda University commencement for graduating students, a man by the name of Irving Moore Bud Feldkamp III was honored with the Distinguished Humanitarian Award. However, many people find this terribly disturbing and offensive because, according to various sources, Feldkamp is or was the owner of Family Planning Associates, which at one time was the largest chain of abortion clinics in California, and now boasts right here on their website of being the largest independent family planning service network in the entire United States. In this video, what we are going to do is simply review the sources and evidence, because if this is true, then this presents a huge problem for the reputation and mission of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Family Planning Associates was founded in the late 1960s and owned by notorious abortionist Dr. Edward Allred, who boasted of killing over 250,000 children, who specifically targeted blacks and Hispanics as a means of population control, who performed at least 100 abortions every Sabbath, and who was honored by several Seventh-day Adventist institutions, including Loma Linda. I already made an entire video on Allred, so see that video for more details. Loma Linda's stated mission is to continue the teaching and healing ministry of Jesus Christ, and Loma Linda is the premier flagship medical institution of the world church. So as you can see right here, it is an undeniable fact that the Adventist Church's flagship institution already publicly honors the most notorious abortionist as their ambassador for the healing ministry of Jesus Christ. So regardless of Feldkamp, this is already a huge problem. The story of Feldkamp gained attention because on Sunday, March 22nd, 2009, a single-engine turboprop plane crashed, killing all 14 passengers. According to reports, the plane was scheduled to land in Bozeman, Montana, but diverted to Butte and crashed into this Catholic cemetery right here next to the airport. 2 of those passengers were daughters of Feldkamp and 5 were his grandchildren. Now, because this was the worst plane crash in several years, it received a lot of media attention. However, what is interesting is that almost all of the mainstream media ignored any connection to the abortion industry. Christian Newswire, however, reported, "What else is the mainstream news not telling you? The family who died in the crash near the location of the abortion victims' memorial is the family of Irving Bud Feldkamp, owner of the largest for-profit abortion chain in the nation. Family Planning Associates, or FPA, was purchased 4 years ago by Irving Moore Bud Feldkamp III. The 17 California family planning clinics perform more abortions in the state than any other abortion provider, Planned Parenthood included, and they perform abortions through the first 5 months of pregnancy. Although Feldkamp is not an abortionist, he reaps profits of blood money from the tens of thousands of babies that are killed through abortion performed every year at the clinics that he owns. His business in the abortion industry was what enabled him to afford the private plane that was carrying his family to their week-long vacation at the Yellowstone Club, a millionaires-only ski resort. What is really interesting about this article is that the author claims to have personally protested abortion at Feldkamp's house. In my time working for survivors of the abortion Holocaust, I helped organize and conduct a weekly campaign where youth activists stood outside of Feldkamp's mini mansion in Redlands, California, holding fetal development signs and raising community awareness regarding Feldkamp's dealings in child murder for profit. Every Thursday afternoon, we called upon Bud and his wife to repent, seek God's blessing, and separate themselves from the practice of child killing. Operation Rescue reported Feldkamp bought FPA in 2005 from the notorious abortionist millionaire Edward Allred, who has reportedly retired from the abortion business. I said that almost all of the media ignored this, but interestingly, The Atlantic right here republished the Christian Newswire article. Pacific Union College and the Adventist News Network also covered the story here, but of course no mention of abortion. In the case of Hilton versus All Care Medical Management, or AMMI, before the California Court of Appeals, it was recorded that FPA was sold in 2005 to the principal of AMMI, and the name on the paperwork for AMMI is Irving Feldkamp IV. However, there is a bit of a problem because both the father and the son have the exact same name, and many public documents do not show the suffix. For example, if you look up the public documents for FPA, there's no suffix. However, there are several things to consider. Number one, the son Feldkamp IV is listed as a doctor for, guess who? FPA. So the son is a practicing abortionist. Number two, Feldkamp IV is a graduate of Loma Linda in 2004. So how does a graduate just out of medical school get the money to purchase an entire chain of abortion clinics? You figure that one out. Number three, in another court case, Escalante versus Burlington National Indemnity, Feldkamp IV is listed both as the president and principal of FPA. Interestingly, the Federal Reserve lists Burlington National as based in the Cayman Islands and names both of them. The son admitted under deposition that, quote, Burlington was started and owned by his father, Feldkamp III. So we do have evidence of the son's involvement in companies that were started and owned by the father, and it's interesting to note that All Care Medical was founded when? In 2005, the exact same year it took over FPA. This website right here has all sorts of documents linking the son to FPA. And number four, very important, nobody anywhere, either in the media or in the church, has ever denied Feldkamp III's involvement in abortion. Not one voice. There are many people, of course, that claim he has been involved, but no denials. And number five, Dr. Richard Hart, president of Loma Linda, spoke here at a church in Idaho, and someone in attendance who worked as a pastor and who also graduated from Loma Linda reported that Dr. Hart admitted that it is true that a former graduate operated an abortion clinic in Southern California and that eventually was then sold to another graduate of Loma Linda. Quite an understatement. So in summary, this is all of the information that I am aware of. Abortion clinics are often involved in malpractice lawsuits, so there are probably many more court cases and other documents out there with a lot more revealing information. As an update, the Feldkamps are listed here on the President's Advisory Cabinet, and just a few weeks ago they were given the Shirley Pettis Award for recognizing dedication and distinguished service to children. So if, as has been claimed, that Feldkamp was or is the owner of the largest chain of abortion clinics, then giving this man an award for service to children, this is obscene beyond description. In closing, let me repeat that even without Feldkamp, the history of the Adventist Church's involvement and defense of the killing of children is abhorrent, and I hope that we live to see the day that God punishes this church for this terrible crime. Thank you for watching.